All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here. We're back. ExtremeMotorsports99.com Cup action. That's right. We got the best of the best here for the Cup Series. And we're at Watkins Glen again. Road racing excitement. Watkins Glen International. That's right, the Cup track. We're about to go left, uphill, downhill. And oh, yeah, we're going to turn it right, too, every once in a while. So, hey, looking good tonight with some road racing. Last night was a fantastic race, man. These guys put on an awesome show in the Xfinity cars, Cup cars. Hey, we got some of the best out here. Actually, when I say some of the best, I mean some of the best. I mean, we've got pro-style best out here. And our man here, as always, I'm accompanied by Ryan W. Daniels up in the booth. Ryan, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful this evening, Joe. We're getting ready for what is going to be an extremely exciting event, I believe, here at Watkins Glen. Last night in the Xfinity cars, those boys put on a heck of a show, and Eric Tesh was able to dominate last night's event by leading every single lap here at Watkins Glen, and he'll be looking to do the same tonight, starting from the rear of the field as a standby driver.
Absolutely. Well, let me just say this. Qualifying has commenced here, and the top four drivers, when I say best of the best, well, folks, I'm not lying, because Tyler Laughlin, Jimmy Mullis, Adam Gilliland, and Jake Nichols are your top four there. And if you don't know who those guys are, well, check out every other Tuesday at the Pecan Freeze here on iracing.com, and you can check them boys out over on the race spot and all, because, yeah, they are pro-style drivers here in iRacing. Now, Tyler Laughlin isn't this season, but he has been in the past, so I still lock him in there. But you can see Jimmy Mullis, Adam Gilliland, Jake Nichols. And speaking of Jake, he has dominated this track in the last 3 seasons here since I've been here and you've been around, Ryan. He's been the main man here at the road course, but it looks like what I was talking earlier, he's got a little competition here tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jake Nichols looking to go 3 in a row, 3 consecutive seasons trying to win here at Watkins Glen tonight in the number 73 OSR Network Ford Fusion. But as you said, he's going to he right now is qualified in the 4th spot behind Adam Gilliland, Jimmy Mullis, and Tyler Laughlin. All 4 of those top 4 guys separated by just 3/10 of a second. So it's going to be very close among those pro-style drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you don't want to take anything away from the other drivers out here in the field, because we got a stacked field here. Even got old Eric Tesh, last night's winner, who dominated. Now he's going to start at the rear because he's a standby. That's one of the rules here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. If you're a standby driver, you can't put a qualifying time down, but you can start the race as long as it doesn't fill up, obviously. But speaking of filling up, we've got 30 drivers out here tonight going to do battle. Pretty darn good field out here, to say the least. I'm gonna tell you, that's a stacked field out here for road racing. So it's gonna be fast and furious. No full course cautions, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, also no incident limit tonight, and no fast repairs once again for these Cup machines, which these guys have been used to over the past number of weeks, and it's yielded some really, really good racing. So it'll be interesting to see. Much like last night, it's going to be all about the start. Last night, those Xfinity boys able to get through the start pretty clean. No major incidents there. It'll be interesting to see if we do happen to see any issues on the early run in this race here tonight.
Yep, I'm going to get it out in a second. Absolutely. And you're right, Matt Hoover right there in the 6th. Colton Davis is the man sitting in 5th. And Colton is another one who has shown some great, strong runs out here in the past several weeks here. So dead time signs starting. Okay, Tyler Sipper, that's right, Mr. Popular himself, starting 13th. But you know who we're missing out here, and I hate it, is old Bobby Cheney and company, man. I don't see him out there.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see those guys either, and definitely unfortunate. I don't know, maybe busy schedule this week, unable to show up, but you're right. Haven't seen any of those SRA drivers enter the race so far.
We've got David Shutt way down at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just saw him way down at the bottom. Well, it is a road race. You know, some people like it, some don't. You can do I think a off week. You do have that in the points. So now would probably be the time to use it, so to speak.
Yeah, that if you were gonna use a drop week, this is definitely if you're not good at road racing, this is gonna hurt you more than anything else. Use it as that drop week, and then just pick up the points next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, we're getting here close to the chase. After the night, we should have I think it's 3 or 4 more races to go. Then we start the chase off. As you know, man, it gets interesting from there. But it'll be interesting here so far because, like I say, road course action. Last night was a awesome race. I mean, I enjoyed it. The level of competition here in Extreme has just grown this season to new heights. I mean, it really has just boom, blew up. So that's why we're seeing up there in the front like it is. And then I like the no fast fix thing. I've said it many a times. I love that. I think it has brought better racing and has brought more I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, kind of calmed them down, so to speak.
Yeah, I could agree with that. It's definitely made these guys try to drive more safety conscious, I guess you could say.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good word. See, Ryan, he come up with good scientific, intellectual words.
Yes.
Even though he might be high at times.
What? No. Never.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm not saying anything.
I know, Ryan's gonna be bashful all night long now. I told him, man, I was gonna put him on a pedestal. Oh, man, it's always, man. I know, it's funny, what you like that.
I can't breathe.
That's what we do, folks. Just have fun up here, man. We got to. Love it. I love all the viewers out there, too, man. Appreciate y'all coming in here, supporting this, awesome league. It's extreme. Everybody knows a year ago, man, this is where I started at here. So it is awful right here, so. Spike out there said it caught her off guard. What?
That's awesome.
I know. See,
now, if only the stream would work on my phone, that would make me so much more happier.
Well, yeah.
It just keeps buffering for me. I think it's just my phone, though.
Absolutely. Hey, well, there's Becky Sifford out in the chat. I haven't seen her in a while. What's going on, TM, man? I think I see Evan out there. A lot out there. Like I say, if you like what you see, man, hit a like and all. We're just sitting here right now. Qualifying's they're in their driver's meeting, so we're getting ready here to set to go, and I think we've got, how many laps we got? 54, so we got about 10 more than what we had last night, and last night's race went by pretty quick. Obviously, there is no cautions, no full course cautions, that is, here in the road racing, so that's another thing why it goes by pretty fast, and it doesn't get slowed down or anything like that. So, and there's Jason Allison, man, check it out, man, got some Scooby snacks out there, I hear you.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. And you said it, 10 more laps tonight than there were last night. Obviously, Xfinity are running less than the Cup cars. So last night, I think it was, maybe an hour and a half it took them to do this race. So I would say maybe an hour and 45 minutes with an extra 10 laps or so.
Oh, no, you caught me with an M&M in my mouth.
Oh. Well, you're catching me off guard. I'm catching you off guard. It's going to be one of those nights, folks.
It's awesome, man. We love it. We love it.
Yes,
Ryan said he wasn't having fun, man, here lately. So I said, well, we'll have to spice it up a little bit. Folks, y'all got to get Ryan back in the groove, man. You know what I mean? He's got his dog over there. I'm not going to say what kind, but he's got his dog
with him. He's a dachshund.
But that's not what I call it. I ain't gonna say it. It's a family show.
He's a hot dog.
That's yeah. We'll leave it at that. I like hot dogs.
He's a hot dog. That's what he is. That's what me and my sister used to call them as kids.
Yeah. What's going on, David?
I'm
Richards,
serious.
how you doing? I know, man. No, not on Facebook Live. That was actually kind of just an experiment I was doing for a little bit. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I call it Tweeter. But, we're live there. And then obviously 2 nights a week, we're obviously on the iRacing Live portal with 2 other leagues there. But, I was doing the Facebook Live for a while. And it was kind of an experiment I was doing a little bit. And since I'm doing some of the actual iRacing things, and I have to send in a lot of events with that, it just kind of overwhelmed me. I mean, I already put in an astronomical amount of work here, and that just made a lot more work. So
yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting race, to say the least, I believe.
Man, that wasn't even nothing. I wasn't even talking about the race.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer things. I have my headset half on because someone's calling me.
Oh, wow. Who's calling you, man? Aiden calling you?
No, he's not. I'm dealing with other issues right now.
Uh-oh. Ryan's got a girl.
No, that's not the problem. Ryan's in trouble with...
the law?
Well, I guess you could call them my girlfriends, actually. But no, they're not girls.
Girlfriends? Holy man. Hey, that's OSR Network After Dark, folks.
Not what I meant.
Oh, my bad.
My teammates are freaking out.
You got teammates for girlfriends?
No.
You said it, I didn't. Oh, Lord.
My Hurricane Motorsports teammates, there's a crisis.
They'll be all right. Give them some pizza and they'll be good. Well, looks like, man, we got a lot of people out in the chat. They're fired up, ready to go here. We're fired up here in the booth. You can always tell me and Ryan, we're going to have us a fun time here tonight. Watkins, Glen, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. That's right, the Cup Series. I call these the best of the best. These are the bad boys here at Extreme Motorsports. And I'm going to tell you, hey, definitely some bad boys here throughout this whole field. When I say star-studded, I say it week in and week out a lot. Hey, definitely a lot of star-studded guys in here. A lot of guys, man, that can wheel these monster machines around this track. They're about to go left, right, uphill, downhill. Hopefully not going to do any spinning out or anything, but we might see a few of that too.
Yeah, spins are not going to be something that we're going to want to see, and it's not anything any of these drivers are going to want to do here tonight, because you and I both know if you spin out here, it's going to be a very, very long race after that on those tires.
Yep, absolutely. You definitely don't want to do that. So, I know we're getting set. How much more time we got here, Ryan?
I believe it's about a minute. Yes, 50 seconds.
All right, well, folks, there you go. That's a minute's time right there for you to go grab your sodas, grab your drinks, tell your wife, your kids, your dog, cat, hamster, turtle, whatever you got. Tell your neighbor, man, look, hold the noise down. We're about to go Watkins Glen racing here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Cup Series, folks. As me and Ryan up here, we're going to call this some bad, fast action up here.
Yes, there's going to be bad, fast action, some bad, fast cars on a bad, fast track tonight, Joe.
That's right. You got it. You said it. Absolutely. And we got the twisties, man, all over the place here tonight. These guys, man, about to do the, what's that old song used to have? The twist and the shout. They about to do it at 100-something mile an hour.
That's an interesting analogy, but yes, I will take your word for it.
Yes, for your time.
I know what Twist and Shout is. It's by the Beatles.
No, it's not by the Beatles.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Folks in the chat, man, look. Twist and Shout. Yeah. Becky knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, we about to go green flag racing. The Beatles. Really? All right, well, here we go. Let's get down here. It's not by the Beatles. Let's get our grid in order up here, folks, as while he contemplates over the Beatles here. Because tonight's pole winner, Tyler Laughlin, right there, puts it on pole. Jimmy Mullis right there, we call him the Predator. That's right, because he's trying to hunt for another win here in the Cup Series. Sitting in second, Adam Gilliland right there in third. Jake Nichols, the Superman, in fourth. Uncharted territory for him to see right there, to see 3 other guys in front of him. He's got some competition tonight. Sitting in fifth, Colton Davis right there. Matt Hoover, oh, tell you what, moved on up there in the sixth. Watch out for him. Mason Witzel right there in seventh. Did a fine job last night in the Xfinity car, Bryce Senesack Well, he's been able to power and muscle his way up here and learn a lot in the Cup Series. Starting 8th, 9th place, Devin Smirker right there in 9th. Keith Haney going to pull it up over here in 10th. As we look through the rest of this field, like I said before, wow. And Becky's got the answer, by the way. And wow, as we look through the rest of this field, star-studded as always.
Yeah, definitely a star-studded field, and we talked about some of the guys that are going to be starting at the back here tonight. A couple of the regulars. Ethan Kurtz is going to be starting at the back, as is Cameron Hearn, Ryan Keese back here, and a newcomer as well, Jeffrey Smith.
Absolutely. We've got a couple newcomers. Eric Tess is out here tonight, standby driver, as we look through here. And, yeah, the Beatles might have, real quick, did a cover of Twist and Shout, but the original was Chucky Checker, or Chubby Checker, way back in the 60s, if I believe is what it was. So, yeah, that's way back into LTS. And what was up with the kid that called the other night? Well, that kid's Aiden Young, who is fielding out here tonight in the Cup car. And he was a little tired. That's okay. We'll pray for him.
Aiden doesn't need praying for. He will do fine this evening. I have the utmost confidence that Aiden Young will have a good race. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to pick the race winner right now. I'm going to pick Eric Tesh from the back of the field to the win in his first start.
All right. That puts me on a
uncharted territory.
Yeah. He's got a long way to go. And he's got a long time to get there. So you just have to be patient getting up through the field. It's so easy, man, to stick with obviously Jake Nichols. You know, the man just dominates here. But let me go off on a different one here. You know what? I'm gonna go with I'll say Alan J. Elwood.
Okay.
I'll go with him. I'll say
all right.
Alan J. Elwood. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a different one.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's not a bad pick.
No, he actually does good. He's a kart racer in real life. You ever seen his go-karts?
I have not.
He has some awesome, man, race karts, man. If you ever check those things out, man, give him a check out on his Facebook site there. He some really awesome, fast, what's it called?
And if I'm not mistaken, and I may be, I thought Alan Elwood won last season here in the Xfinity, and I was fairly certain that he won the season before in the trucks, right?
Yeah, he did. He won one season. I raced in the trucks. I remember he dominated very well in that race. I remember that because I was in that race. He came blowing by me several times. But, yeah, he can wheel this car around here. So as we're getting set here to go green flag racing, it's going to be a unique style that these guys are. Some of them are used to it. Some of them aren't. But hang on to your hats. Last chance coming out of turn. What's this, turn 10? Pace cars in.
Turn number 9.
Turn 9, here we go. Pace cars in. Green flag in the air. They put the hammer down as we're heading off here, folks. As they head off in that turn number 1, you got to be very, 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 very ginger. Boy, I tell you what, they're all stacked up going into turn 1 there. They all got through it lively, but we got a mix up in the front right there. Them boys, man, are getting it done as they go up the hill.
Yeah, and these boys in the back are getting stacked up, but you're right, all these guys snaking up the hill here through the S's, trying to get it sorted out as they come up through, like you say, turns 3 and 4 and head for that back straightaway with the bus stop chicane.
Yes, it is, and right there, boy, they are side by side going into the bus stop. They got that figured out there. Little contact between old Jimmy Mullis right there, a little bit between, I think it was Tyler Laughlin up front as they were coming up the hill side to side. Got that side crinkle just ever so slightly, but they got that figured out as they went single file. I'll tell you what, Tyler out front, Adam right there in second, Jimmy Mullis sitting in third, Colton Davis fourth, Jake Nichols fell back to fifth, man, Matt Hoover's up to sixth. It's going back here because it is nose to tail all the way back.
Yeah, it is, and these guys got a battle right now. The 26 Devin Smirker going to make the pass on the 38, of Mason Wetzel as they come through turn 9 as they head to the start-finish line.
Yeah, complete lap number 1 here, folks. It's going to be hot and heavy, but I tell you what, right here, Alan J. Elwood not where he wants to be, but he's looking on that inside there. He's back there. Good battling going on back in the back where they are. That's actually back in the 8th and 9th and 10th spots. They head up the hill.
Yeah, they're coming up the hill right now, and these guys continuing to battle right now. The 09 of Bryce Senesac just got passed by the 4 car of Keith Haney. He got passed to the outside going through the S's, and now the 88 of John Houston all over the back end of the 09 of Bryce Senesac.
Yes, it is. Well, there is action all over this track. We've got, like I say, 30 of the best here tonight. Boy, they're about to do battle around this track and looking very good at doing it. And right now, they're just right on top of each other. There's no give and take throughout this whole entire field. And up front, Tyler Laughlin still maintaining that lead over Adam Gilliland right there. Jimmy Mullis sitting in 3rd. Colton Davis 4th. Good battling going on back here, though, in 11th, 12th, 13th on back slot.
Yeah, there was a good battle there for just a moment. The number 9 of Aiden Young working his way around the 87 of David Elliott as they headed for turn 8. And further back, we have a battle 3 cars under a blanket, the 39, the 67, and the 00.
Well, let's go back there and check that thing out. That's going to be old Travis McDaniels, Nick Hunt, Cameron Hearn, John T. Wimmis back there in the mix. That's right, John T's out here just trying to learn a lot that he can. Maybe actually get up through here, but some just good battling as they get flanned out. Look at that. Nick Hunt had to go wide right there, let him go. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a passing place. Turn 1 is that you can pass right there.
Yeah, these guys are really doing a good job right now. And you talked about the passes being made throughout the field, still trying to find something that's side by side right now. Tyler Sifford was just applying pressure to the back of the 88, but looks like the 88 of John Houston was able to win that battle.
Well, yeah, talk about Eric Test. That man has already started 24th. He's moved up to 20th. Now he's on the inside there, John T. Wimmis, and John says to go ahead, man. I'm just out here trying to learn a little bit, get around this track. He's on the move in that 196 machine, last night's winner in the Xfinity Series in the Toyota, and he's looking good as he's powering up to the field. We'll keep you updated on what's going on there. Let's go back up front here, though, because I tell you what, Tyler Laughlin's almost got his hands full. He's got Adam Gilliland all over his back deck lid as those 2 boys, man, ride single file behind him. You got Jimmy Mullis and Colton Davis and Jake Nichols right there.
Yeah, those top 5 are pretty all close to each other. 2 seconds separating the top 5, and we noted last night in that Xfinity race, 2 seconds here is really not all that much. So right now, these guys are really close to each other, and if you're someone like Jake Nichols, you're hoping everybody can keep it clean.
Absolutely. Well, they come through the bus stop right here with Adam Gilliland. He is all right there in striking distance of Tyler Laughlin as he's looking right there in the back end of that SS machine, monster machine of the number 51 of Tyler. He is looking good out front. Adam Gilliland's right there just trying to follow in the tire steps of him because we're only on lap 4 here, 54. You got a long way to go when it comes to road racing here. So you got to be pace yourself and be very, very calm, cool, and collective. And right there, you see old Colton Davis. He's following Jimmy Mullis in the 4th spot.
Yes, he was, and we have a crash. The 88 of John Houston is around on the exit of the carousel.
All right, well, let's go check out, see what happened to him right there. Folks, that's another thing here about road racing is there is no full course cautions here. And, oh, another car. Looks like Mike Rominger just got clipped as he went by him. So let's go here and check that out. Mike Rominger tried to get by, but we're going to go back on a replay here and watch what you've seen. Let's go back one more time here because we didn't caught the tail end of it there. All right, you see old John Houston coming up the hill, so to speak. He's coming out of it towards the bus stop. Looks like that car's just a little bit wiggly as he's heading into the bus stop right here. He has to gear that thing down all the way in 2nd gear to get that thing slowed down enough as it comes through the bus stop. Go to that big right-hand sweeper. Yeah, he got the apron a little bit right there. And he's got the 11 car up underneath him. And the 11 car is actually Tyler Sifford. They got together. Oh, hits the inside wall. Then he tries to go around. Eric Tess makes it by. Everybody makes it by. We'll see where... I'll watch here a second because I know Mike Rominger. There, yeah, he tried to turn the car around. And Mike was in the wrong spot in the wrong time and, oh, barely clipped him. Nowhere to go. Wow, just one of those racing deals right there.
Yeah, very unfortunate for all those guys involved, and obviously it all started with the 88 and the 11, and that just goes to show you can be anywhere on these road courses and you're never safe because, you know, if somebody spins out like that, they have to try to get back going, and they just pull out at that wrong time. You're gonna have nowhere to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, you speak of the devil and look at that, man. The Superman's already moved it up in the third spot methodically. He's sitting back there for a while. Now he's starting to pick them off one by one. He's going to look, fellas, I'm coming up through the field here in a hurry. Yeah, it's invite only on the Gen 6 cars here. But I want to appreciate everybody coming out here because we're at Watkins Glen International Speedway here. This is the Cup action. These guys, man, are going to put on an awesome show as Jake Nichols is trying to run down those top two guys up there. He's putting down some bad fast times, but so are they up the top side. So it's good. Like I said, we said before, competition, and we got a lot of it out here in Extreme.
Yeah, definitely a lot of competition, and right now, looking further back in the field, just wanted to touch up on it. You said we were going to keep an eye on Eric Tesh, and he is now, by my count, moved up to 17th. It'll be interesting to see how many passes he made on this last lap because I think that's about to update.
Well, actually, he is up in the 15th spot right now, Ryan, and he is moving up through the field so methodically. So you pick for tonight. He might be able to get up there eventually before it's over with. He's doing some fast times there. Not the fastest of what the leaders up there doing, Tyler and Adam, are doing. But he's doing some fast. Jake Nichols right now is the man who's just putting down a blistering pace. 110.6 his last time to a 111 of the leaders. So he is actually climbing up there. We talk about three-peat. We're going to have to see if he can get it done. We're talking about Alan J. Elwood. He's maintaining still in the 7th spot right there. Colton Davis is still 5th. Jimmy Mullis is 4th. Devin Smirker's still hanging on right there in the 6th spot. So he's doing pretty good himself.
Yeah, Devin Smirker looking good right now in that 6th position, and just in front of the leaders just a moment ago, the number 36 had spun on the exit of the bus stop, and he tried to get back going, and unfortunately the leaders were coming. That was a big moment for Tyler Laughlin and Adam Gilliland.
Well, we saw that last night with Eric Tesh. He had a big moment between some lap cars. He had to get around those guys that was battling. That's the thing here is you've got to pick your spots, folks. When we talk about road racing, it's not like oval where sometimes you can throw it in the turns. You have got to set a guy up and make sure that he is actually the man. Well, you got to set, excuse me, let me rephrase that. You got to set him up at the right time of the track and the right place. And if you don't, well, it could be a bad move on your end.
Yeah, and that's definitely the way it may shake out here tonight. I mean, these guys, it's still going to be a long night. You know, we've only just begun this race here on lap 8, and there's going to be that point in the race where the leaders do catch lap traffic. It'll be interesting to see how everybody maneuvers around these guys here tonight.
Yes, it is. Well, I'll tell you what, Jake Nichols is a man that's on fire. He's laying down some bad, fast times. So he's about to try to get up here. And, folks, I just can't reiterate it enough because, you know, it's a star-studded field all the way back to 28th spot. 28 is some of the best here at Extreme Motorsports. But our top 3 drivers, well, except for Tyler Laughlin, which he used to be in the past, but the guys behind him there, Adam Gilliland and Jake Nichols, you can catch those guys every other Tuesday on the Peak Antifreeze Series, which is the Pro Series here at iRacing, where you can check them guys out in the Cup car.
Yeah, I'm watching the battle right now between the 196, and you're right, those Peak Antifreeze drivers, every other Tuesday you can catch them, and they're doing, the Peak Antifreeze drivers are the ones that are really showing the way right now. Like you said, Devin Smirker up there running in the 4th spot, but looks like he might have fallen back a little bit. I thought that there was more cars than that up the front.
He's falling back a little bit. They've been able to walk away. I tell you what, Eric Tess is the man on the move right now, though. He's been able to pick him up, knock him down. He's up to the 10th spot, folks. Started 24th and been able to methodically move that thing to the front. Right now, it's a great race here with the Cup cars, and several cars in the pits. We got a couple of them all tore up. Looks like the 11 of Tyler Sifford is a lap down, but it looks like 71, man. Must have been a big crash somewhere.
Yes.
We missed.
Yes, we did. I just found it. End of lap 8 through turn 9, the 40 and the 71. A big crash right at the edge of the pit road.
Okay, well, don't know if I can go back that far, unfortunately. That's some of the things, man, that kind of bad about road races. We might miss it, but we do see the cars on pit road. You got, unfortunately, Tyler Sifford, the 71 machine there. Several other ones, man, just all tore up here tonight, boys. Just hate seeing that on their end, as always. But there's your favorite guy, old Aiden Young.
Yeah, Aiden Young right now looking good in that OSR Network Ford Fusion, running in the 12th spot by my count on iRacing, of course. I don't know if that's changed, but that looking good in that Hurricane Motorsports. Storming to the front here tonight. Aiden's going to try to get up there. He started 17th. He's up to 12th right now.
Yeah, it is. Just got to bide your time. Be very patient out here, because that's what it is. Patience, man. It'll actually help you out the most of the way here. So he's looking good as he's actually coming through the front.
Yeah, he is. He's working his way right now, trying to get around the lap car, the 36 there of Jeffrey Smith, and he looks like he's just going to try to make that move nice and easy. Doesn't want to have anything happen early on in that number 9 machine. Just trying to run well tonight, try to get some points out of it. But you talked about it already. Eric Tesh up to the top 10 now after just 10 laps.
Yes, absolutely, man, up to the top 10. I'm going to try to take us back to that wreck and see if I can catch what happened on that big one.
It's about 3 laps
Here we go.
ago.
Yeah, I'm riding along with the 71. So let's see what happened here. Watch this wreck. He goes into the turn. Looks like he got in the... They was just hard racing, man. Those two guys just duking it out right there between him and the 40 machine. That would actually be Jimmy Mullis. And then they got together right there coming out of the last turn, and the wreck happened right there, like you just said in the beginning of... and that was actually between Colton Davis and Jimmy Mullis. Ain't they teammates?
I don't know that they're teammates, but I know that they raced together, and we do have a car around. It's the 13 of Matt Hoover.
I see that. Wow, we just come back, and we're right here on him. He's around. Let's go back here.
That's very strange.
Yeah, because Matt was doing really good. Let's go see. He's coming through the bus stop here. He's going around the, he's already got a little damage on that left-hand side of it. He's coming around the long sweeper. Look good in that Birdie's construction machine out there. So he's coming down here, and that thing he just lost it coming out of the turn. Probably went to go shift is what it looks like, but boy, I tell you what, look at the cars. Bryce Senesac, man, he split it right there. Wow, that was a good job by him.
Yeah, Bryce Senesac made a great defensive move there to try to get by him without hitting the number 13, and just barely made it past there going through the grass.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, right now, Tyler Laughlin is the man there up front, and Adam Gilliland there, and Tim, your pick don't count because you always pick the leaders. So you got to start picking somebody else, man, besides the man out front leading all the time. Need to diversify. There you go. How's that? That a good word to use, Ryan?
Yes. Diversify would definitely be a good word to describe for people needing to pick an alternate winner.
Yeah, because if I'd have went with my old favorite Jake Nichols, well, that's a given. But hey, sometimes you gotta spread love around a little bit.
I will say the battle is heating up there, Joe, right in front of Jake Nichols between the 8 and the 51 of Tyler Laughlin and Adam Gill, and those two are really starting to fight hard for this lead. Well,
they see, man, that 73 is closing in on them ever so slightly right there, and it's going to take him a while to get up there, so they probably need to say, look, if we're going to battle, we need to battle now, because once we go side to side, that's going to pull him up there on our back deck lid. Those two cats, though, up front know what they need to do. Stay right here, because even though Jake catches them, getting around them, because the time between them is very close. Just to give you an idea, Tyler Laughlin ran a 111.7. Adam ran a 111.6. Jake ran a 111.4. So, and then now they crossed the line this time by. And, yep, that's what I'm saying. They crossed the line this time by. They ran 112s up front. But that right there, I'll tell you what, is it's a good battle up front. Boy, Tyler almost lost it coming out of turn 1.
Yeah, and it's now going to be almost side by side as the 8 is all over the back bumper of the 51 as they go up through the S's. But Jake Nichols that last time, you were talking about the lap times between the front two. They were both in the 112s. Jake Nichols a 111.5, so he is closing in quickly on those two in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good pick, Eric Tess, because he's been able to move it up to the 9th spot. So head through the bus stop here, right with Adam, boy, he is wheeling that thing around, man, all over those bumps right there, the rumble strip, so to speak. These cars take a beating lap after lap and hold together very well up here as the man in 2nd spot going to work there in his office, man. They're looking very methodical and good as he's trying to run down the man in the lead, Tyler Laughlin, up front.
Yeah, and while that battle's going on, I'm just zooming through the field here to see if I can find any other action going on, just to maybe report on. But for the most part, no, everybody running single file, as these two leaders now coming up on a wad of lap traffic.
Well, here's what we're going to do. He just crossed the line. We're going to do a ride around here with Tyler Laughlin as he's going to modulate through some lap traffic as he heads off into turn number 1. As he grabs it all down to 2nd gear, boy, almost losing as he's had to power that machine. Heading up through the twisties, up the hill here. He's got to take the right hand, then he takes the left hand right here. Still in 3rd. Got a throttle control up through there. Then he's going to almost easy into the throttle, and he puts the hammer down coming out as he's heading down the short chute as he's going to go in, but he's got a little help going on the inside. Nope. He's in 3rd, down to 2nd, into the bus stop. Got lap traffic in front of him. Taps the brake to settle the car. There he goes as he comes out of it. He's going to go through side to side with these lap machines. Gets around them at the right-hand sweeper as we're coming out of here. In 2nd gear, been very, very easy on the throttle. Hammer down, coming out as soon as that thing gets straight. Goes through the gears of 3rd, all the way up to, stays in 3rd. Wow, that's pretty good as he stays in 3rd in that thing. He goes all the way back down to 2nd. Very easy, let it flow through the 2nd to last turn. Final turn this time in 2nd. Lets it flow again, little break. Easy on the throttle. Back down, hammer down when it gets straight. Going to come across the line. That's a ride along with your leader right there, Tyler Laughlin, just to see how these guys get it done here behind the wheel.
Yeah, and the great onboard shots there from the cockpit of the number 51 of Tyler Laughlin. But now, while all that's been going on, Jake Nichols now just on the back bumper, the 8 of Adam Gillen, and the distance between the front 3 is only 0.6 of a second.
Absolutely. Superman is closing in right there. He is looking on the back deck lid of Adam so far. He's going to be like, give these guys a run for the money up front. He has been able to pull these guys in, reel them in ever so slightly. We're going to see if he can set them up and actually take that lead away from them, or actually take the position either way from them.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see, because right here, where they're coming down to, might be a good passing zone for Jake if he can outbrake that 8 machine coming into turn number 8 here. But Jake may not be close enough this time.
Yeah, that's right, Jason. That's why I really just don't want to give up on that RPM gauge, man. It makes for a new, makes for a different perspective of guys to get to look at and whatnot. So it definitely helps out and so forth and so on. But that's Jason Allison, the man that does a lot of things with iRacing overlays. Awesome, man, right there.
Yeah, and as these boys continue to battle throughout the field, right now another good battle, Joe, we may be able to focus on is the 38 of Mason Wetzel, the 4 of Keith Haney, and the 196 of Eric Tesh battling for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Absolutely. Them guys better nose to tail locked up just like the top 3 are between Tyler, Adam, and Jake. We're back here, you're right. Mason Wetzel sitting right there in the 7th spot. You got the Keith Haney and Eric Tess are all 3 running right there. Boy, Mason Wetzel, he had to get heavy on the binders going in there. That allowed Keith to get right there up on his back deck lid as they shoot up the hill this time by.
Yeah, they go up to the hill, and Eric Tesh just trying to bide his time and let these 2 in front of him fight. Maybe let Keith Haney try to make the move around the 38, and the 196 will be able to follow through. But he's going to have to wait for an opening here before he's able to battle just directly with these 2.
Well, that's the way you got to be. Patience is a virtue here in road racing. You've got to set these guys up and make the pass. He might think, well, I'm a lot faster. Problem is he don't want to go in the wrong time, in the wrong place, and try to put that thing in an area, because he's still got a lot of time to go. Lap 17 of 54, and they go around. Eric gets away from it. Wow, what a move. You have got to be kidding me. We've got to run inside there with Eric Tesh on that one. Holy cow, Ryan, did you see what I saw?
Yes, I did. That 38 just tried to get back in line there, and unfortunately the 4 was right there, and a good move by the 196 to go around the outside of that accident. That could have been huge. Yeah, we're going to ride here on the dash cam with Eric Tesh because, boy, like we were just watching, he was being patient, but this sometimes patient, man, is what you need. Keith Haney and him, they just got together there in the final turns, and that's what happens. That big, long right sweeper, and look at the move Eric did.
he got a little bit of a wrinkle there, not so much, but he did pretty much made it through that whole entire wreck. What a run. And he's bringing it into pits now, so not too bad, because last night we saw him go into pits around 22, 25 laps, so he's probably thinking, if I bring it in now, I might not be too bad. But Tyler Laughlin also was in the pit, so is the Cup car, it might use more fuel than the actual Xfinity car, because here comes Jake Nichols.
Well, I think it may be the situation we kind of mentioned last night, that this is one of those races, given the race length, that these guys may be working backwards. The first stint may be the shortest one, and right now, obviously, once the leaders come in, everybody has to come in. But we do have a crash. The 28 up in the S's just slammed the wall hard.
28, because that's Ryan
28.
Keese.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go back on him right fast here. Give you an update out there, Becky. Tyler is still running. He's been able to get back out there running again. Unfortunately, like I say, he got caught up in a huge wreck earlier on. He's back there in 26th spot right now, and looking just to try to make it. Yeah, he's coming up the hill. Oh, yeah, he hits the top of the hill up there and just hits it. Smack the side of that Chick-fil-A car just a little bit. That's all right. Just flatten the chicken.
Yeah, I had to pound out those Chick-fil-A's right there on that 28 machine, and now we look back up front. You mentioned it. Half of those guys came in, half of them stayed out. Right now, the 8 of Adam Gillen is yet to come in, and it looks like he is going to now dive to the pit lane here really quick. He may have sped coming into the pit lane. He locked up those front wheels, and I'm going to say that the first vehicle that is having had already pit was probably Jake Nichols, giving the distance back to Adam Gillen.
Absolutely. Well, Adam is on pit road right now. We'll watch his pit stop here, as you're right, Jake Nichols and actually Tyler Laughlin was one of the first ones to make a pit there, Ryan. So he's in front of Jake just by a little bit, not too much, but to kind of give us an idea here. Let's see what actually, well, okay.
What?
Okay, there we go. Got it that time. We'll watch the pit lane here. Was just kind of watching what these guys were doing on pit lane. Well, Tyler Laughlin might be heading off back up front there, as Devin Smirker now is the man in the front.
Yeah, and Adam Gillen is actually disconnected from the race. I don't know what happened, but that 8 machine came to the pit lane and disconnected. Yeah, and you're right. That's going to give the lead to Devin Smirker.
That's what I was saying, because I was trying to focus on him, and the camera wouldn't go to him, and that's why I was sitting there like, wait a minute, what's going on? So he must have disconnected in the middle. I was in that, so my bad.
It could happen to the best of us.
Blame it on Ryan.
It's not my fault today.
Yeah, it is. Everything's your fault, man. Come on, I got to have a scapegoat.
No.
Why not?
I will not be your scapegoat.
Oh, come on, man. Where's the love?
I love everybody and everything right now, but I am not going to be anyone's scapegoat. And John T. Wimbush is out there driving a modified. He doesn't even have a hood on that 39 machine. I don't know what happened, but he's missing his hood.
Wow, must have hit something somewhere. That's the thing, is we try to keep up here with all this action going on here in this road course, and there's a lot of action going on here so far. Tyler Laughlin is still out front. He's got Jake Nichols right there, though, right there behind him on his tire track. So we're going to see if Jake can run down that man up front, the 51. I hate Adam Gillen, man, got disconnected, because there's a good battle up front between them. Hate to see Jimmy Mullis having some bad things right there. They do. They take them on in there. Yep. Right now, Tyler Laughlin's going through lap traffic. Jake is right there on his back deck lid.
Yeah, Jake is all over the back of that 51 as they come in here to turn number 8. And Jake's eventually going to have to try to figure out a way to get his way around him, because I think that Jake may be a little bit faster than the 51 and more than likely faster than the 26 as well.
And absolutely, and that's what I'm talking about here in road racing. Sometimes you will be a lot faster than the guy in front of you. The problem is trying to find a way around him, but it looks like he's going to try to here if he can get close enough. But Tyler's not going to give him that inside lane going into turn number 1. He knows he's quicker, but here they go, side to side. Jake's trying. Boy, he spun the tires coming out of 1, though. They're coming up the hill. I wouldn't advise being side by side, but these guys, man, are pros, so they're a lot better than I am.
Yeah, they're a lot better than most of us here as we're watching this race. And you're right, Jake is really working hard to get around that 51. And the 51 put on a good defensive move going down the front straightaway last time to be able to hold the position. And Jake has got to be getting frustrated, though, just running behind him there, knowing that he's faster.
Yep, absolutely. He is definitely a little bit faster. Tyler is definitely holding his own up there as he goes through lap traffic. So a good battle here, folks, between the two leaders. Boy, I tell you, that inside lane is slippery right now. Those guys are slipping and sliding. The problem is this is making Tyler use his car up front. Jake will sit back there and methodically just wait his time out. I know he wants to get up there and lead some laps, and right here's a shot if he wants to make a pass out of the last turns. They come around this time. It's going to be lap 23 of 54 in the books here. Wow. And that's right, John. That's the Superman. That's what we call him, Jake. He has won this race the last 2 times we've been here. And look at him power up on the back deck lid there, Tyler, as they head up the hill.
Yeah, these two are really, really battling hard for this lead, and it's a good battle up at the front. The next closest battle on the track is 17 seconds back between Alan J. Elwood and, oh, never mind, it changed. I'm sorry. It was a close battle with the last lap, apparently, but now it's rather spread out between Alan J. Elwood and Devin Smirker.
Well, that's the thing we talked about last night, Ryan. Is time on a road course is kind of misleading. There's a good term to use on it, because you can be 5 or 6 seconds and then the next thing, man, in a lap, boom, right on the back end of someone or passing them. So like you said, they could have been right there, just like we're watching this battle for the lead. These guys can be like this, but one slip and the next thing we know, there's a 2-3 second gap between the two. It can happen that quick. But coming out of last turn, Jake's going to look on the inside. Tyler Laughlin is protecting that inside. He says if you want the outside, take it. He's going to try to dive it down in turn 1. He's close enough. Breaking point there, can't get it done. Well, that's some professionalism on driving right there. We're seeing a clinic being put on road course racing here between Tyler Laughlin and Jake Nichols out front. Jake has not had competition at a road course like this, well, since I've been here at Extreme.
Yeah, the past 2 seasons fairly dominant by the 73 so far tonight. Jake still showing the speed that he has brought the past 2 seasons here to Watkins Glen, but right now running second, of course, to the 51 of Tyler Laughlin. You know Jake wants to get up there and get 3 in a row here tonight, but he has to be somewhat enjoying the not just running around by himself for 40-plus laps.
Well, absolutely. Any driver out there likes to win and likes to win a lot. I won't take that away from him, obviously, but it's always good to have some good, clean competition, and these guys are definitely doing that. They're up there fighting very hard. Tyler Laughlin, he is I'm going to say ex-pro driver here at iRacing. That's a good term to use because he was in the Peak Antifreeze at one time, so he knows how to wheel these bad, fast monster machines around the track. And Jake Nichols right now is looking on that inside again. This is a passing opportunity. Obviously, turn 1, if he can get close enough and outbreak him. But he knows that if he does not get that nose in just right, he could take both of them out, and it would be disastrous for both of those cars.
Yeah, and I don't think either one of them wants that. Certainly not Jake, because, you say he's probably enjoying the battle, really wants to get around that 51, but definitely don't want to wreck the guy to get around him this early on in the race. There's no sense in that.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, he obviously thinks that he's faster, and that's cool and all, but I'll tell you what, this is take it back to the old-time battle. Ryan, you know, and I know, this right here is a battle that has went on between manufacturers for years and years and years, but almost between the beginning of cars, and that's Ford versus Chevy, which is up front. Tyler Laughlin in that SS Chevrolet, Jake Nichols in that Ford Fusion out there battling it out nose to tail here at Watkins Glen for ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Yeah, and the battle continues here as they head to turn number 9. Also want to give a shout to another battle going on for the top 5 spots between the 109 car of Bryce Senesac and the 196 of Eric Tesh. Eric Tesh started 24th up to the 6th spot. Eric looking strong still. If he can keep playing this race right, he could definitely come out of here with a podium finish, I think.
Absolutely, you're 100% right. The man has been able to methodically move that machine up to the front here and look good. He's trying to pick up, man, the 109 machine there, Bryce Senesac, who has actually been pretty good himself. He got a car in front of him smoking real good. They're going, look, this guy's out here weed eating the place a little bit. What do you call that? Pesticide. There you go.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's also the number 30 of Mike Rominger, blown engine on that number 30 machine.
Well, that's another thing we don't talk about a lot of too, Ryan, is it's very easily to blow the motor here. You over rev it in a GT3 LMP or actually a F1 style car. Those guys have a lot of electronics in there that prevent you from obviously overshifting it. You actually can't downshift those cars to a certain RPM and a certain when you're off the throttle at a certain point. So a lot of electronics modulate that for you here. Well, you can slam that thing down in gear anytime you want and send it revving all the way to 10,000 RPMs and send that motor flying to the moon if you want to. Another thing we talk about, brake fade. Over the course of this race, cup drivers, or oval drivers, I should say, don't really have to worry about brake fade unless they're at a track like Martinsville or so forth, where brakes become an issue over time of the race. Here, it will become an issue because you're on the brakes a lot, especially this track where you're carrying so much speed into the turns, and you got to bring those things down very, very quickly. At a track like a Sonoma, where you're always on the brake, you're not getting a lot of top-end speed. Yes, you're using a lot of brakes, but you're still not a lot of massive speed. As here, Eric Tess is looking on the inside.
Yes, they are, and those two leaders that are still battling both just got loose on the exit of the bus stop there, and you said it, Eric Tesh making the pass on the 109 car. That moves the 196 up to the top 5 now.
Well, let's go back up here to the front because they're still battling. Eric Tesh made that pass on Bryce Senesack for the 5th spot. That's right, folks. Eric Tesh is on the move. Iceman for the Netherlands. Last night's dominating winner in the Xfinity Series here at Watkins Glen for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Definitely looking good. Hey, folks, let us know, man, how me and Ryan doing up here. You know, I hope we're doing good, calling the action for you, giving you a lot of insight on some road racing. I enjoy it, man. I came from a lot of road racing and enjoy calling this style stuff. We get to get up here, man, and it is an awesome race so far. They're putting on a tremendous show. I got a feeling, though, Ryan, if the 73 ever gets around the 51, he'll probably will set sail.
Yeah, that 73 is looking really strong, and while he is dealing with the old adage, you know, catching somebody's one thing, passing them is another right now with that 51 in front of him, you are right. I believe if he were able to get around the 51, at least early on in this run, he has the better of the two cars.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. A lot of times here in road racing, it's kind of, what's that word? Misleading, so to speak. It's it's kind of like a magician. It's where they fool you a lot of times with the magic because the car out front sometimes might not be the fastest, but hey, you got to find a way to get around him.
Yeah, and that's what Jake Nichols is trying to do right now, really, really hard. Obviously, is still trying to find his way around that 51 and maybe burning up his tires doing it. Jake is looking very loose off a lot of these corners, especially the ones where they're slower through the middle.
Well, it looks like the lap times between these two are very, very close. He's probably going to back off a little bit, let that car settle. He understands that, hey, he's so evenly matched with that 51 that he's probably just going to have to hold back a little bit here, let that tires cool down some, and go at him again. I mean, it's only lap 29 of 54, so we got a long way to go.
Yeah, and obviously you're right. I would say he's got to try to cool those tires up a little bit because pushing it as hard as he is getting very loose, and that could end in disaster if Jake isn't careful.
Yeah, it is. He's going through the bus stop right now, and he gets such a good run. That's another thing he has to watch out for. He's probably using a little bit more brake than he's used to, but it is a thrill to watch two of the masters out here, man, getting it done here at Watkins Glen International Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And I also want to give a shout out, man, and appreciate everything, man, that iRacing does. All the viewers out there, I want to appreciate y'all stepping in. Obviously, Ryan been up here in the booth with me, man, as always. And Rick Donathan and Don, Ken, and all them admin guys, and especially Rick, man, who runs ExtremeMotorsports99.com. I don't get to talk to him much because I know he's back to work, and he's happy, man, doing that. That is awesome. Don't get to talk to him as much as I like to, man. In the past, missed doing it, but I appreciate him letting us come up here and call these awesome races because, man, so far, this is awesome.
It's continuing to stay awesome as these two leaders continue to fight up here, and they are going to start catching some more lap traffic. The next car that these two are going to lap is going to be the number 9 of Aiden Young, who's running in the 10th spot. 1 minute and 5 seconds behind the leader right now, and Cameron Hearn would be the next vehicle in front of that, all the way 52 seconds back, so a big gap back 9th to 10th but not that big a gap from 10th back to where the leader is.
Yeah, absolutely, and that just tells you how bad fast these guys are up front. About to lap the 10th place car of Aiden Young, which I got to give a hats off to Aiden Young, been in the top 10 right now, wheeling that cup machine around there. Appreciate him running the paint job. As always, Jake Nichols out there running the OSR Network colors. That is awesome. I appreciate those guys doing it, man. I thank you. I know a lot of people go, Joe, man, you need to take credit. I don't take it, man. Just like our accountant, John Marine, sat out there. Yeah, we're almost at the 700 mark. That man keeps up with numbers, man. Better than I do a lot of times, Ryan. But how can you not be having fun up here? Because I'm having a blast so far.
Oh, yeah, tonight's been a wicked fun race so far. I mean, these boys just about are now past halfway. So these guys are starting to get to the point in the race where it's all about making up time on that next guy in front of you, trying to make passes when and ever possible, and just working your way through any lap vehicles as quickly as you can. And obviously the top number of cars spread out aside from the front two, which stay just about a tenth separating them. It's 18 seconds back to Alan J. Elwood in third, 23 seconds back from the lead for Devin Smirker in fourth, and 36 seconds back from the lead to Eric Tesh in fifth.
Well, we talk about Alan J. Elwood. You know, I picked him for the night on the win. And, hey, he is looking good right there sitting in third. But I tell you what, the man that you got, Eric Tesh, has moved up in the fifth spot. Devin Smirker right there in fourth is in between them. So it's going to be a dogfight before this one's over with. Alan J. Elwood's able to go through. Now, I go back to Alan there for a minute. He races actual go-karts in real life, and he's got some bad fast ones there if you ever get a chance to see him. So road racing is probably something he is familiar with. As actually karting is one of the beginnings of racing, so to speak, that a lot of drivers get into at a younger age and all that. So it's good to see that, and it's awesome to see what he does. But he's doing, and the number 65 looks like is in the wall.
65.
Is it 65 or 68?
Well, I don't see either one of those. Let me look.
It might be 55. Yep, it's 55.
The 55 is in the pit.
Okay, I think it was 50. From far back as I was, it looked like a 6. My bad. Yep, that's who it was. He come out of turn 1. Let's go back here on the replay. That's James Haney. Let's go back and see what it is. I'm going to tell you what, folks. If you think he's already beat up a lot there, but if you think it's easy to wheel one of these monster machines around this track, come on out here and try it, because it's not. I mean, these things have a lot of power to them. Very hard to handle. And we're watching the replay here on what happened to James Haney. He was a lap down, running back in the back, and just trying to, just make up some time here. Went into turn number 1 and probably got too much brake in that thing. And, yeah, he just went too much brake. It looks like he got on the throttle, went through there a little bit too quick. Came around, slapped the inside wall. Unfortunate for him right there. Hate to see that.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate for the 55 of James Haney, but the battle continues to heat up at the front. The 51 has caught the back of the 9 of Aiden Young. He's trying to get around him. Aiden's trying to hold his line, trying to give these two room, but these two are so much faster. They're all over the back of him, and that pulled the 73 right back to the rear bumper of the 51.
Yeah, and this is where you got to be very patient and very methodical as they go around Aiden right there. That's the 10th place spot too, folks. I'm going to tell you, wow, these guys are putting them up and knocking them down, but Jake is being very patient right there. And I was actually, because I just got into B. Oh, ouch! Wow, yeah, that's not good. Man out there, headshot said he races sprint cars in real life. Got a big crash on Saturday and broke his leg and his arm. Ow, that hurts me thinking about it.
Yeah, that's definitely got to be no fun there. Headshot, unfortunately for you there, man.
Ow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's go back here and see what old Eric Tesh is doing. He's out there kind of riding by himself. But, folks, that man's been able to bring that car from the 24th. Also, he's a standby driver. He's a driver just came in tonight and said, look, we're going to run. He did so well last night. He got asked to come in here and doing an exceptional job. Came from 24th, couldn't qualify because he's standby driver. That's one of the rules here at Extreme. So he's been able to move that machine up to 5th place. I'm going to tell you what, even if he was to finish in 5th, that is an awesome achievement for him to do right there.
Yeah, and you definitely, while we are talking about Eric Tesh making up all those spots, we got to also give a call, I'd say, to the 67 of Cameron Hearn. He started 30th tonight, was running in 8th that last time by, dropping down to the field right now as he's actually on pit road.
He is. He's actually going to go down there and get him 4 tires and fuel here, get this thing done. Right now, this is definitely some good racing out here amongst these guys and these bad, fast monster machines is what I call it. Right now, we got 9 cars on the lead lap. Actually, make that 8 cars on the lead lap. Watching old David Elliott right there is doing very well. Started 14th. He's currently in 11th. And you know what I haven't done? So let's go ahead and do this right fast, Ryan. Let's go up here as Jake Nichols has taken the lead over Tyler Laughlin. He made it around him. I think Tyler went into the pits, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he did in a big moment here. This could pay big dividends. The 51 overshot his pit by a lot, had to back up and get back in there while Jake is still on track. Jake is probably going to stop this time by. Will that slide through his box cost the 51 of Tyler Laughlin once these two cycle out after their pit stops?
Well, that's going to cost him a little bit here. We'll wait till they all get cycled through their pit stops right fast, and we'll run down through the running order and see what we got going on here is what I like to do. But right now, we're watching Jake Nichols out front. Like you just said, though, Tyler Laughlin went into him, made his green flag stop. He is back out on the track, and he's coming up the hill right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to come through here. And, yeah, there you go. Money. That fixes everything. Except for body parts.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Ryan. Money can't fix Ryan.
Nope.
Nope.
Nothing can fix me. I'm just too impressive.
Here. All right, we know he's high now. Oh, man. I'll tell you what.
I am fine. I don't know what you're talking about. This has been a great race so far.
It has been a great race. I'm going to tell you, a lot of times we come in some road races and it just seems like, man, it's just one car out there. But this has been an awesome race. And I tell you what, out here, it is, I don't know. It has been an exceptional time. We're watching Tyler Laughlin right now, kind of see if he is going to be able to run down Jake Nichols. He is currently in the 4th spot. Jake is out front. Got Alan J. Elwood right there in 2nd. Devin Smirker right there in 3rd. Tyler Laughlin in 4th. It's going to hurt him a little bit with that pit stop that you said there, Ryan. But I was going to be interesting to see if he can actually pull back up on it.
Well, Jake Nichols is in the pit road right now, and the 51 will obviously stay on track. It has been about 2 laps since the 51 was out there, so on the fresher tires, the 51 of Tyler Laughlin may have been able to make up some time on Jake. That pit mistake may still come into effect, but it may also have been dissipated with the time that the 51 would have made up on those fresh tires.
Well, absolutely. Well, right now, you see Jake is on pit road. Tyler is coming in the second to the last turn. Let's ride along with him and see just how close it's going to be between the time Jake comes out of the pits and by the time that he comes here. As he comes around the last turn here, so he goes through that right-hand sweeper and he's going to cross past the line here. Tyler Laughlin, see if he can't run down Jake Nichols. Jake should be coming out of the pits. Jake should be coming out of the pits, or he's still in the pits.
Jake is up at the top of the hill.
Okay, well, then Jake's there we go. So that's going to give us an idea of the difference here. Actually, the scoring will update the next lap by here, just to kind of give us a indication of what we're looking at. So if he's at the top of the hill, and now the top of the hill is actual Tyler Laughlin. So I'm going to say, if I guessed off the top of my head, probably about 4-second difference between them.
Yeah, it's going to be a decent gap back to those two, though, and that pit mistake definitely hurting the 51 right now. But, definitely going to be interesting to see once all this cycles out. And you can't forget as well, the number 5 of Alan Elwood, I believe, is our race leader right now.
He is our race leader. He's made a pit stop, has not made his second pit stop. He has 16 seconds ahead of Devin Smirker. Obviously, got more than a lap here over the other field, so if I was him, which, hey, like I say, he's the driver. He definitely man's one out there. I would come on in here and get the tires because they're eventually going to run him down. He might actually end up 2nd spot or more up here up front.
Yeah, behind the the 5 of Alan Elwood. It is 5 seconds back, as you said, to the 26 of Devin Smirker. 9 seconds back to Jake Nichols. With a really good pit stop, Alan may be able to cycle back out in the 4th position, I would say, maybe 5th spot, depending on when he pits.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what I'm thinking here is, as those guys are going to close in on him. I mean, folks, there is no caution, so there's no way he can stay out there and, wait for a caution. There's no full course cautions here. Now, I know in real life, in the Watkins Glen, the Cup Series, there is full course cautions, but here tonight, they're not opting to throw them, as he didn't come into pits this time by, so Alan J. Elwood is going to stay out one more time. You're right. Jake Nichols right there in the 3rd spot. He is coming around the last turn this time by and has moved past. Well, Devin Smirker just went into the pit, so that's why he moved past him. So he is running down Alan J. Elwood ever so slightly. And you got to look at Tyler Laughlin's the man that's way, way back there in the back. That pit stop hurt him.
Yeah, that's for sure. It just whatever happened there on that pit stop, whether he was speeding or just that small slide through, has destroyed the chances for the 51 right now. He's going to have to do a lot of work to try to catch back up to Jake Nichols.
Well, do I see that Tyler Ben's having connection issues? Because it looks like he's blinking.
And Tyler Laughlin is actually just disconnected.
Oh, no. Why? Oh, well, folks, we talked about it last night. This is an online game. And unfortunately, we hate to see guys like that do it. But the number 51 of Tyler Laughlin having connection issues here was bad fast dominating earlier on. Had a miscue in pit road there. Hate to see it. But we're riding here with Eric Tess in the 4th place spot. Now, Alan J. Elwood's out front. Jake is trying to run him down. Devin Smirker right there in 3rd. Eric Tess sitting in 4th. Bryce Senesack right there in 5th. So good top 5 so far.
Yeah, that's definitely the case, and I'm trying to actually look and see what kind of a fuel window these guys have. It's 17 laps for these Cup cars. That's what it comes out to. And at that rate, Jake Nichols pitted on lap 36.
He should be able to go
lap
all
53.
the way. Wow.
And there are 54 laps in this race.
So he's 1 lap short.
He is a lap short, and he is the leader. And Alan J. Elwood right now is exiting the pit, so he is the only one, other than maybe Devin Smirker, who can make it on fuel.
Well, let me just say this to you, Ryan. You say that, but remember Eric Tess came in earlier. He's made 2 pit stops already amongst the other guys, so he is on an off cycle somehow, some way with these other gentlemen. He might be another one to keep an eye on who's sitting in the 4th spot right now.
Yeah, he is riding in that 4th spot, and it's a distance back still from the 196 to the 26, and that could end up being the battle here. The 5 and the 26 are not far behind, but obviously they're so far behind the 73 that Jake can't afford to save quite a bit of fuel if he has to.
That's what I was about to hit on right there, and you said it right. The other 2 cars are so far back on Jake, he could possibly save a lap's worth of fuel here because he's got plenty of time to run this thing and slow down and not have to worry about it. Unfortunately, I hate that for Tyler Laughlin. Was doing an awfully extreme good job up there, and disconnects is something we just don't have any control over. I mean, that's just like the stream. I don't have any control over if it happens to me here. So, but right now, Alan J. Elwood is 27 seconds back. So Jake has a very good cushion if he wants it to let off the throttle.
Yeah, and that's the one thing he's got to do. If he is a lap short, which he may be, Jake, is going to have to try to start saving fuel earlier rather than later, because the harder he runs that 73, he's not going to be giving himself quite as much time to try to save fuel over the course of the run.
Yep, absolutely. And these guys right now are putting on a very, very good show here at the Watkins Glen International Speedway for ExtremeMotorsports99.com. Cup Series, some of the best, and we've already seen some of these guys out here. Unfortunate, man, that they're getting disconnected.
Yeah, it has not been a good night for.
Well, I tell you what, Tyler Laughlin just sent me a poke. He asked if we wanted to do an interview. Go ahead and pull him up, man. We'll get an interview because, man, I hate the fact that he got disconnected there. pull him up. Let's get a talk with him here, and because he had a bad, fast, dominating car all night long.
All right.
Tyler Laughlin's Joe White in the booth. Got a copy?
There, Joe.
Well, Tyler, I'll tell you what, man, I hate the fact you got disconnected there because you had a bad, fast number 51 machine all night long. Definitely was holding off Jake Nichols to call him the Superman up there up front. Looking very, very good. You had a mishap there in the pit road, Ryan noted, and that kind of got you behind a little bit, but you still probably had enough car maybe to get back up front. Just unfortunately, you can't control internet issues, unfortunately, but how was the car feeling? And I know you got to be rejected over what's happened.
Yeah, car's feeling good. The bad thing about that pit stop was it wasn't really that bad. It was. I mean, I slid through the box just a little bit. It wasn't gonna be bad, but it was a disadvantage starting on pole and having the NSIM call the flags because I didn't want to ask for it to get cleared. But if you're in the first pit stall and you slide through, well, really you slide out of the pits. So whenever I back up, it gives me a unsafe pit entrance. So I had to serve a 20-second penalty, which anyone else in the field wouldn't have had to serve. So that's just the bad luck I have in the first pit stall and having NSIM call the shots.
Wow, I'll tell you what, yeah, that's some bad luck. I hate to see that, but it is racing, and I know you've been through it. Sometimes, man, you have the dominating car out there, and bad things happen, and sometimes you have the right things happen to you. But hey, you definitely you was having fun. Did you feel like you may have had the car out there to hold off Jake? Because I mean, he was all over your back deck lid.
I felt like I did. Really, the only way I felt like he was going to pass me is if I made a mistake because I felt like I can drive it in pretty deep. He was getting through the corners really good and the bus stop really good, but those aren't really passing opportunities. So I felt like I could have held him off if I didn't have that pit road mistake there. But it was a lot of fun. I'm in an 80-degree household, so I feel like I was in a real race car out there. I'm sweating. I was working because I didn't want to make any mistakes, give Jake the win. So, but I hope put on a good show for the fans. I wish I could have kept going there without that penalty.
Well, I'll tell you what, you take the virtual part to a whole new level there. I hear you.
Yeah, it was hot.
Oh, man, well, I'll tell you what, congratulations on it. And, you know, like I say, hate, man, it happened to you there on the pit road incident and whatnot. But want to see you out here next week, man, battling it out because you definitely got some bad, fast ride out there.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to come next week. It's Richmond. That's my track. So Watkins, Glen, and Richmond are two favorite on the schedule. So we got some bad luck this week, but we'll come back next week.
All right. Well, good luck out there, Tyler.
Thank you, buddy. You guys have fun up there.
All righty. Well, Ryan, like you said, man, I hate to see that. Just rejected on that. Just a mistake in pit road, and sometimes that's what it says. It just takes one mistake. Can cost you big here in any race, that is.
Yeah, and it's, nothing you can do, unfortunately. Tyler Laughlin, he just, slid through that box, and it did. It gave him that penalty. Nothing you can do. And just one of the rules they have here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com, you get a black flag, you have to serve it. So
Yeah, and that's pretty much about anywhere. Rules are rule, and that's what I say. I kind of like it here, whether you're the biggest name they have or whatnot. If you break a rule, you got to serve it. So either way, it's unfortunate. Give you an update out there. Tyler Silver's 29 laps down. He's still running 24, so he's trying to give it his all out there. I see Spike still with us, man, as always, and she is still yet to tell me, man, that that's the real name there, Spike Zombie, because I've always said if it is, she's got some awesome parents, man, with a last name.
yes, that would be very cool.
Yes, I want to be like Joe Zombie. That would be like cool.
Oh, jeez.
Well, Eric Tess is still in fourth spot. Devin Smirker right there sitting in third. Alan J. Elwood's still maintaining right there in second. And Jake Nichols, man, the man still out front. Man sitting in fifth place, though, there, Bryce Senesack. He's doing really good. But I tell you what, Ryan, I said we was going to do it. Let's get a run down here through our Spike meet. Yeah. Let's get a run down here of our field. Oops, wait a minute. Wrong button. My bad. I'll get it right in a minute, folks. Hang on. There we go. All right. Kill the cameraman. Anyways, Our man out front, Jake Nichols, right there in that 73 machine. He is leading the way here tonight at Watkins Glen at lap 46 and 54. Alan J. Elwood right there in second. Devin Smirker right there running in third, looking good in his machine. Eric Tesh has been able to power that thing from 24th all the way to 4th and looking good out there. Bryce Senesac in the 109 machine sitting there in the 5th spot. Right there, Cameron Hearn. He has been able to stay up front there, started 30th and sitting in the 6th spot. Keith Haney, he is man right there on the move, sitting in 7th. Aiden Young is another one right there in 8th spot. You got David Elliott, in the 9th spot. Mike Franklin's another one. I haven't really talked much about him. He started 23rd, been able to move up to the 10th place spot. Travis McDaniel's right there in the 11th. Matt Hoover, hey, he's been able to maintain and stay up there. He's in 12th right now. And it says Mason Witzel is actually in the 13th, and John T. Wimmis right there in the 14th spot. Let's get back to my one angle again here, folks. There we go. James Haney is in 15th. Tyler Laughlin is still sitting in the 16th spot. Obviously disconnected, so he's going to probably stay there for a little bit as we run through the rest of this. Daniel Haney is sitting in the 17th. Mike Romers on pit road sitting there in 18th. Richie Evans in 19th. Adam Gilliland in 20th. Nick Hunt still out there running 21st, 28 laps down. Ryan Keys 22nd. Ethan Kurtz sitting in the 23rd position right there. He's looking good. And the last man here on the field right there with a beat-up UNC car, Tyler Sifford running 24th. Now, these guys can make up a few positions. That's why they're still out there. I know a lot of people are like, well, why in the world would it be out there in that kind of a beat-up car? Well, there is a battle between Ethan and Tyler and Ryan Keys. And Nick Hunt's only one lap different. And obviously, well, that's about it. There's about 4 cars right there that could actually get some positions up. So there actually is some positions they can make up, Ryan.
Yeah, there are. It's especially right now. I mean, for example, oh goodness, where'd he go? The 30 gate of Mason Wetzel spun out in the entrance to turn 1 about 2 laps ago and pulled it off to the side. He is now 2 laps down. So you're right. Somebody like a James Haney, James, Daniel Haney, John Wimbish, guys like that are looking to get even just one more spot. Every spot is important when it comes to the points, and right now, I mean, those guys are doing everything they can, as Jake Nichols is actually working his way around the 39 of John T. Wimbish.
Yes, he is going to turn number 1. Right now, he is still... Now, his lap times, he has backed them down, so we might be thinking about what we were talking about earlier there, Ryan. Him saving fuel, because his last lap was a 1:12 and Alan J. Elwood ran a 1:11.9 the lap before that. So he could be out there saving that fuel like we were talking about, knowing the situation here, as Alan J. Elwood is still sitting there. And as we say, Jake picked it up that time with a 1:10. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be close as these guys continue to battle throughout the field here, just trying to get to the end now here on lap 49 of 54. So just about 5 laps to go, and still a lot of things yet to be settled. Eric Tesh has been faster the past number of laps than Devin Smirker. And there is a 8-second gap between those two, but it may not be over yet if Eric can continue to make up some time on that 26.
Well, if the 26 just makes one mistake, he can close in a lot. As of right now, if he keeps closing the way he is, he's just going to run out of time. So we only got 4 laps to go this time by. The thing about it is here is, yeah, you're right. The 26 will have to make a slip, but old Eric Tess is trying everything he can to maybe get that podium finish out of this one. And old 26 machine knows that too. Might actually make him drive that car a little harder than he wants. So it's going to be interesting to watch this one, as Alan J. Elwood sitting in second has done a masterful job of keeping that number 5 machine up front all night long and looking good there. And Jake Nichols out front. He had his hands full with the 51 Tyler Laughlin earlier on, and they had an extreme battle here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com.
Yeah, you're right. And Alan JL would definitely put in the effort right now. And something did happen with Devin Smirker there. We talked about it, how close it was. It's now down to 6 seconds between Eric Tesh and Devin Smirker. So something must have happened to that 26 machine.
Well, it doesn't take long. You know, Eric could put the hammer down and maybe start doing a little bit more through the turns there and whatnot. And obviously, yeah, he ran a 1:13. Devin did the lap before. Eric ran a 1:11, so it's almost a 2-second gap up there. So time, he could run him down here, so we'll watch here just for a few, because Jake Nichols is out front dominating here. Devin Smirker might be trying to actually hold on to that spot and just hope for the best. If we could just hang on for another 3 laps or so, this thing will be over with.
Yeah, it's not going to be too long here, but it will still be interesting. Has Jake Nichols saved enough fuel, if our calculations are right, to make it to the end here? Because we're about to find out in just a couple more laps.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now we're seeing him coming into the turn number 1 here. He is still about 6 seconds off from my calculations there, Ryan. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, he's definitely going pretty quick. It is, wait a minute.
Yeah, he's
right,
6
did you
seconds
say
off.
Eric?
Yeah,
I think it said Jake.
No, it looks like he's 6 seconds off of Eric is 40 seconds behind the leader. Devin's 34.5 behind, so it's a 6-second gap. There's no way for him to make that up unless, well, I say that, but again, let me go back to what I was saying before. If he runs off the track or something, he definitely can make that up very quickly.
Yeah, that's definitely the case right now, and it is getting closer and closer between that 196 and the 26, so it may not be over. And I can't remember, did the 26 pit before the 73?
Good question.
Let me look.
I will say this. Jake has backed his times down all the way in the 1:13, so he's backed them down about 2 seconds. So he is definitely saving fuel, so he might be thinking, wow, I'm going to be close here as we get closer, because you run out here anywhere away, you're not coasting that thing all the way to the line, and that would just be devastating to be up front here. So he's definitely going to have to. He's got the time between him and Alan J. Elwood. Boy, he come out of turn sliding that one a little bit. He's definitely got the time to run it there, so it'll be interesting to see. And Ryan's doing the calculations, because Jake pitted on what lap again?
Jake pitted at 137, and Devin pitted at 139. So Devin Smirker, if he is having this much trouble saving fuel, there's no way Jake can make it.
You mean
unless he just didn't take a full tank of fuel.
You mean pitted on 37?
Yes, I'm sorry, not 137. they pitted 2 laps apart.
Okay, that's good. So 37, and that would put him having to go. Yeah, he'd have to go over almost 18 laps or so.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's have we seen anybody go 18 laps out here tonight?
He might be out.
He might be, well, if not, he's actually
He turned the engine off.
Well, I have seen him do that. So let's ride along with Jake Nichols, because he's going to come to the white flag this time. He's definitely got time to sit out here and do it. He knows he's going to have to save fuel in this last lap. So let's see how he's coming out of the last turn. He's going to get the white flag this time by your man up front, Jake Nichols. Let's see what he does here, as he's staying in it right now.
Yeah, he was still under power there all the way down the front straightaway, but I really did believe that he cut it up in the top of the carousel, maybe only keeping it in 4th gear, trying to save as much fuel as he can.
Well, right now he's staying in 3rd, so he's not really saving a lot of fuel at all. He ran a 1:11 that last time, so he knows he's definitely getting it done. So he might have enough to make it and stretch that thing, something that we don't know here. Maybe they got enough to do it. These guys might have short pitted that, and just to say that, hey, they have enough fuel. So obviously all he's got to do is get up there, man, and coast this thing if he can. As we come around here in the last lap with him, riding along here with old Jake Nichols, seeing what he's doing, as he's only got a couple more turns to go, and he's going to be the winner here tonight. So I think even if he runs out of gas at this point, he's got it. I just don't. I think wow, fuel mileage. That man was able to save. He's coming out of the last turn this time by Ryan. All he had to do is just coast that thing to victory lane, and he's going to do it here tonight. That man, Jake Nichols, pulls it off here. And an awesome finish. Alan J. Elwood's going to come around here in second spot. Devin Smirker, though, that's another man there. He's sitting in third. It was a close battle, though, as he tried to hold off old Eric Tesh, and I think he's going to be able to hold him off as they come across the line this time by.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Eric's only within a corner of that 26, but it's going to take a monumental mistake by Devin in this last corner. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, so you're right. Devin Smirker going to bring that 26 machine home in third. Eric Tesh in fourth, and not too far behind them, Cameron Hearn in fifth.
Absolutely. What a race. What a race here. I love it, but I tell you what, but Jake Nichols and the 13 car came out of the last turn and looped it, and he's going to try to just drive that thing backwards and says, I'm going to finish it one way or another. And well, he has to get straightened out there because we got cars coming around the start-finish line there. But wow, what a race. A lot of tore-up machines there, so to speak. But that man right there, Jake Nichols, been able to methodically pull this machine around the track here and win this race here tonight.
Yeah, great win by Jake Nichols there in the number 73, and got to give props to the number 5 of Alan Elwood, able to stay up in the top 3 or 4 all night long. Eric Tesh coming all the way from 24th to finish in the 4th position, and just behind him, Cameron Hearn started 30th and finished 5th.
Absolutely. Did Jake disconnect?
I'm not sure.
There he is. Okay. They're popping him up on the screen for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got him now. Well, that's your winner here tonight, folks. That number 73, Bad Fast. We call him Superman here, Jake Nichols. He made it 3 for 3 at Watkins Glen, but I tell you what, he had a lot of competition tonight. And Alan J. Elwood putting that thing up in second spot, looking very good here for Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series action. And folks, I hope you enjoyed that race because that was a fun one there. The call, really, really enjoyed it. Boy, he's going to burn them down because that's going to be a happy camper in that number 73 machine.
Yeah, that's for sure. Jake is going to be pumped up. We talked about it at the top of the show. 3 consecutive three consecutive seasons that Jake Nichols has now won here at Watkins Glen, and has definitely earned the right to say that he is one of the road course ringers here at Extreme Motorsports 99.com.
Well, you also say that too. That's a back-to-back win for him too.
Is it?
Well, he won the last time before we went on 4th of July, remember?
I think so.
Yeah. That was his first win of the season. It's been a long
time.
Well, that was his first win of the season, that's why.
Right.
So, we're used to saying him winning all the time, but that was actually his only second win of the season right there, folks. So, there you go. But, let's bring up our third place man, Devin Smirker.
All right. Devin Smirker, this is Ryan Daniels from the OSR Network booth. Do you have a copy?
Hey Ryan, how's it going?
Pretty good there, Devin. We saw you have a good run there tonight in the number 26 Budweiser Elvis machine, and just what did you think you had to do differently there to be able to try to keep up with Jake Nichols and the 5 of Alan J. Elwood?
Jake Nichols, Tyler Laughlin, Adam Gillen, those guys were, and throw Jimmy Mullis in there. Those guys are definitely the class of the field tonight, and I think everybody knew coming in, 54 laps without a caution on a tough road course and a tough car. It's just going to be about attrition and surviving. And I don't got a scratch on my car. Yeah, we mowed the grass a couple of times, but we survived. We didn't have any speeding penalties, no mistakes all day, and another great finish. We're starting to rack up some top 5s.
Well, again, definitely a great run here tonight in that number 26. And is there anybody out there you want to thank for a good podium finish here at Watkins Glen?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who laughed at my win in Atlanta. I'll be laughing now all the way to the chase, and we'll see what happens. And a lot of those guys that were laughing at me aren't in the chase, so thanks to those guys, and thanks to you guys for a broadcast, and Rick, Don, and Ken for putting on a good show.
All right. Well, we thank you again for coming up here and talking with us. Congratulations on the top 3 finish.
All right, let's get a talk here with our second place man, Alan J. Elwood.
Alan J. Elwood, this is Ryan Daniels in the OSR Network booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you, Ryan.
Well, Alan, you put in a good show here tonight in that number 5 Elwood Design Chevrolet and able to bring it home second. What did you need to do differently to try to keep up with Jake Nichols here?
Qualify better for one. Lap 1 of qualifying, I somehow got a 0x and didn't even realize I was focused so much on trying to make a good lap that I might have been the chicane, but anyway. So I got a 0x and missed my first lap, come around. Obviously the tires were gone, so I made the best of what I could for a second lap and qualified mid-pack there and got a couple cars right off the bat, and just with attrition was able to climb my way up to second. And I was just kind of riding at that point because I knew he was too far, but overall I felt like I was running competitive lap times. He was too far away from me to even have a chance at it. So kudos to him. Those guys up front ran a great race. I don't know what happened to Adam and Tyler, but overall it was fun.
Well, it was definitely exciting to see you guys be able to race and battle up there. You had a good couple of battles throughout the race with the 26 and a few other drivers there tonight. But is there anybody you want to thank, Alan, for being able to bring that machine home in the second place tonight?
Yeah, well, I guess a good job to Devin too. We did have a good battle there for a bit. Trying to stay him on maybe newer tires was kind of a challenge there at first, but overall just Elwood Designs, Performance Powder Coating, Alliance Racing Group, all those guys, you guys for the broadcast, and Extreme for the race.
All right, well,
I gotta ask something, Alan. Do you actually race the karts that I see on the Facebook?
Yes.
Those things are awesome looking, by the way.
I appreciate it, Joe.
Yes.
I put a lot of time into design and the vinyl and everything for those, so I try and have one of the best looking karts on the track and try to drive it just as well too.
When I was younger, I had one, so that's why I knew, and it just brings back memories to see it, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, we just got a new chassis, so we're hoping second half of the season we might be able to pick up a win.
Absolutely. Well, you got a good finish here tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, thank you.
Well, as a request out there, I'm going to bring up Eric Tesh up here and get a talk with him before we get a talk to our race winner here. It's something we try to do here. And he did have a good run, finished fourth, came all the way from 24th up to 4th. Let's give a talk to last night's winner, Eric Tesh. Eric Tesh, Joe in the booth. Got a copy?
I got you loud and clear, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, man, if they say anything about road course racing, then they definitely got to mention your name, Eric Tesh, the Iceman from the Netherlands. You came from 24th as a standby driver, couldn't qualify, but you methodically moved that 196 machine to the front up in the 4th place. Probably just ran out of time, but to me, that's a win and a win in itself to be able to come up to 4th. You had a lot of fans out there rooting for you throughout the race. How did the car feel, and how did it feel to come up through the field like that?
Well, the car was twitchy. I didn't have a lot of practice because it was a late call for me to join the race. So, it didn't have any practice, so I didn't know how the long run was. It was a bit scary though. But I figured out the car feels fine. I think we did a good job.
Oh, yeah. To coin your phrase, you did an amazing job out there. You brought that 196 from the 24th all the way up to the front. That is an achievement in itself to show that you can drive one of these Cup machines. We saw what you did last night. Last night, winner in the Xfinity Series here at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. So, might be a force to be reckoned with in the Cup Series there, Eric. You think you might want to come back next week?
We shall see. Maybe they're not happy about me. Probably, maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. But, well, if they say I'm allowed to do, I'll be back next week.
Well, the only thing they should be happy is the fact that you brought that car to the front. So that's the way I saw it out here. Me and Ryan was rooting you on. And I tell you what, congratulations on bringing that thing home 4th place tonight.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, well, I'm going to bring up the winner here because I'll tell you what, Superman, that's what we coined the phrase to him. Definitely living up to it here tonight, Jake Nichols. Jake Nichols, Joe White in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
I'll tell you what, you got a happy crew down there in Victory Lane because for this time, since I've been here and me and Ryan's been here, this makes 3 for 3 that we've seen you at Watkins Glen take it home. But it wasn't without a battle, and unfortunately with the 51 having connection issues and a mishap on pit road, well, I'll tell you what, it was an awesome struggle up there and battle that you had with those other 2 cars and with him for a while. Did you think you had enough to get around him if it would have held on to the end? And also, did you have enough fuel?
Yes, we had enough fuel. We were playing the strategy of just pitting twice. Last season was the first 2 seasons were shorter races, so you could attempt a one-stop race, but with how the distance was like 9-10 laps longer this season, there's just no way you're going to pull off one stop. So I just went 18 pretty much on the laps. Played it smart. That whole second run, I was right on Tyler's bumper, but I was trying to be patient with him. There was a long ways to go. I just didn't need to make any mistakes. I stayed mistake-free the whole first run. I didn't get the qualifying lap I wanted, so I had to pass more cars than I wanted. But we just took it easy the whole race, mainly, and Tyler had his issues, so that just put us out front and just cruised to victory lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hate to see you had issues because it was an extremely awesome battle between you two up front. Yeah, it was actually fun to see. And like we've mentioned it before throughout this whole season, it's been a star-studded field, a lot of competition out there. It's been great to see. But, hey, this makes win number 2 for you. And when I told Ryan, I said, if I'm not mistaken, this is back-to-back win here for you. So it looks like the old form of the Superman, Jake Nichols, out there. And as always, appreciate you running those colors there, the OSR Network.
No problem.
As always, man, that's awesome. But you're the winner here. Game out there you want to thank?
Of course, online sim racing network. You guys put on a great broadcast for the fans. Extreme Motorsports 99. That was a heck of a race with Tyler there. Really fun. I wish he didn't have his mistake. That would have been a really fun battle for the checkered. My Solar Flare Racing guys, Zero Gravity Racing guys as well. Don't know the future about that, but hopefully it's all set in stone soon. All the competitors, we had a tough race out there. It was really fun. Everyone that stuck with it to the end. It's a hard race. I'm going to be sore tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to be the only one, that's for sure. It was a long race, tough. So thanks again for the great broadcast and for being on the car. Glad to get the second win this season for this car. And the third in a row at Watkins Glen. We're still undefeated. Every time we've entered a track undefeated this season, we've had issues. So finally good to keep the streak going at a track.
Yep, absolutely. You're right. And you talk about that. You looked very good out there, man, just all night long. You talk about Tyler, and you said that you're going to be sore. It's funny because we brought him up here, and we talked to him. He said that he had to go, so we brought him up, and he said that he was actually, it's like 81 degrees in his house. He said he was sweating it on. I said,
I'm the same way, yeah.
I told him, I said, y'all guys bring it to virtual racing to a whole new level of realism. So that is awesome. And it's like I said, if you looked at the beginning of this race, Jake, of the qualifying order, and I know Tyler's not in the peak antifreeze, I know you are, but he has been in the past. So basically your top 4 drivers were all pro-style drivers. You, Adam, Jimmy, yourself, and Tyler, all up there up front. I mean, Extreme has brought in some class act talent. Again, I want to congratulate you on your success you're having in the peak antifreeze here lately. I keep watching, so as always. But like you said, great competition. It's been great to see out there. Again, had no fast fix out there tonight. How you liking that?
I like it. It pushes you to a new level of you got to be patient but aggressive at the same time. You got to find the mix so you don't push yourself too hard, but you also push just enough so you are as fast as the other guys on the track. Tonight, that speed really wasn't. We might have been the fastest car here and there, but truly speed wasn't the winner tonight. It was just staying clean and staying consistent and staying in the race. That was my main goal. When Tyler pitted 2 laps before me, even if he didn't have his issue, I think I could have got him just because I waited. I waited 2 laps before pitting because I just wanted to get the tires because lap times really didn't mean a thing when you got next to someone, because it's so hard to pass this track, especially on the long run. Getting those tires like I wanted would have been key, but overall, I love the fast fix. It was a little iffy going into this race because that first few laps were nuts. It was definitely a brawl between the top 5, and I'm shocked we all kept it clean, really, because any mistake and there goes everybody. So overall, I think it's great. I think the future of Extreme's really looking good right now. Hopefully, we can keep it up.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. And again, congratulations for the win here tonight.
Thank you.
Extreme Motorsports 99. Jake Nichols, winner here at Watkins Glen.
Thanks.
All right, Ryan, let's go to the results order here tonight, because that is right. The Superman, Jake Nichols, puts it in victory lane. He won it here tonight at Watkins Glen, and Alan J. L. Woods finished in second. Devin Smirker right there in third. Eric Tess powering it up to the 4th place spot. Cameron Hearn in 5th. Bryce Senesack 6th. Keith Haney 7th. Aiden Young, Aiden Young. Bill, look at that. Finish 8th. Good finish for him right there. Good night on his end. Like to see that. David Elliott right there in 9th. Another good finish for him also. And round out the top 10, Mike Franklin.
Yeah, back here in the 11th spot, Travis McDaniel. 12th was Matt Hoover. 13th for John Wimbish. 14th for James Haney. Mason Wetzel comes home 15th. Daniel Haney comes home 16th. Tyler Laughlin, after his issues, comes home in 17th. Nick Hunt in 18th. Tyler Sifford in 19th. And Ethan Kurtz rounds out the top 20.
And 21st got Mike Rominger right there. 22nd, Richie Evans. 23rd, Adam Gilliland. 24th, Ryan Keys. Jeffrey Smith right there in 25th. Colton Davis, 26th. Jimmy Mullis, 27th. John Houston, 28th. David Shutt, 29th. And that's going to round out our field here tonight. As of the last two there, the admins here. Well, Ryan, we saw a lot of great racing here amongst a lot of drivers. Saw one just climb through the field here methodically. It's just a typical road racing here. These guys showed patience, poise, awesome racing, man. And it was just a thrill. Got any final words on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the past 2 nights here at Watkins Glen have been really, really good races for both the Xfinity and the Cup cars. Tonight's race, exciting from start to finish. Once again, we had a car that was just really dominant here at the end, with Jake Nichols being able to run away with it. You know, definitely not without a lot of good action both up front and throughout the field all through the past, not just tonight, but the past 2 nights at Watkins Glen.
Absolutely, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Been up here working with old Ryan W. Daniels throughout this week, and we'll be back here next week giving some more Extreme Motorsports 99.com. Well, hey, tune in tomorrow night. OSR Network's going to got hardline racing there, Xfinity Series action there. We're going to be bringing to you. Then we got Racing Freak Sim Racing League, sponsored by Stock Car Racing Experience on Saturday. Kentucky, obviously, we'll be on the iRacing portal with that one there on Saturday night. So until then, folks, it's been a pleasure. As always, I'm Joe White and Ryan Daniels up here in the booth. We'll see y'all next week, and everyone have a good night.